Okay. Let's do this. The ASL Season 20 tier list. Big announcement, guys. Shun and I will be casting this season of ASL 20. It's going to be on SCTVEN over on Super Live. So definitely check that out. I will put a link. If I make a video about this, I'll put a link in the description. And you guys can check it out. We're going to be doing a tier list here. And we're going to start off with some easy names. Of course, Sulky. He is going to go right at the top. There he is, Mong. He's going to go in the F tier. I love him. He's a great guy. Very interesting character. Funny guy. But this dude cannot play against Zerg. And Zerg is so strong right now. I'm pretty sure he's going to be going out first. So let me just kind of lay out the tiers here. So that we have an understanding as to what each of these mean and what I'm thinking about when I'm, or at least for me, what they mean. That's kind of where my head's at, guys. If Snow, Sulky, Royal, Light, Bisu, Larva are not in S tier, then boycotting this channel. Well, you may have to boycott this channel because I'm not putting Royal in there for sure. Royal, I'm actually thinking of putting Royal quite a bit lower. I know you're kidding, but here we go. Other players I can put in S pretty confidently. I'm going to put Best up here, and I'm going to put Snow. I'm going to put Snow ahead of Best. So Sulky obviously at the top, left to right. Sulky, Snow, Best. I think these guys have the highest probability of actually winning this season. I think that they are likely going to be finalists here. This could be a finals, a Sulky Snow finals or a Sulky Best finals again. It's just this guy, Snow, I mean, he has been in the top 4 over and over and over again. I definitely think he's going to make it to top 4 again. Can he actually beat Sulky in a finals? Maybe. It's a big maybe. He was so damn close in this last season. Now, I think that's pretty much everybody I can put in S. I'm really tempted to also put Light in there. I think that Light might deserve that S rank. But I don't see him beating Sulky. I'm sorry. I don't see it happening. I might want to put him in A. I feel like this is just not going to happen. Sulky Light is just never going to happen. I think that Sharp as well. I don't think he can beat Sulky. I don't think he has a chance of beating Sulky, but he is very high up there. Last season, he had a rough ride. He had a cancer diagnosis. He performed really, really well in 2024. And he kind of fell apart a little bit. It's totally understandable this past season, season 19. I think he went out like round of 16 or something, round of 8. I can't remember. But he had a bit of a rough ride. I really do think that he can come back, though. Immediately after that, he went and double all killed in the KCM just a few weeks after getting knocked out. So this guy is insanely good. And I have a really big soft spot for Sharp as well. Sharp, he's my boy. Sharp is amazing. I really hope that he does well this season, and I expect great things of him. I'm just putting him in A tier. Also gonna put Mini up here as well. We can kind of mix these around a little bit later, but let me get a few more names up on the board. Hero. I'm tempted to put Hero in S tier because I think he can probably beat Best or Snow. And I'm curious what a finals between Hero and Sulky would look like. I think there's a possibility he could win that. I think he could. I'm gonna put Rush up here too. Rush for sure. Round of 4 player. 100%. Maybe not a finalist, but absolutely could be. Soma, I'm going to put him up here too. He's untested. Otherwise, I would put him in S tier because of the potential to beat Sulky, ZVZ. But I'm going to put him in A tier because he is a little bit untested right now. He just hasn't had that return here yet. Like, he's just got back from the military. I think that he is a really interesting wild card this series, or this season, because he hasn't been broken down by all the other players, right? He's been playing offline and on ladder primarily during his military service. So, you know, he hasn't been competing in all these tournaments. That's a negative in his favor, or for him, but it's also maybe a positive as well because other players haven't been able to break down his play. They haven't been seeing him lately, and he might be coming out with, you know, kind of a new style. We'll see. Tough, yeah. Tough where to put Queen right now. It's been a roller coaster of a ride for him. I think I put him at the bottom of A. Soma definitely bottom of A, I think. Really, really hard to make a decision on Queen, though. This guy, again, could absolutely show up and just smash. But he could also completely falter. It just depends on how serious he is this season. I don't think that he can beat Sulky, though. I don't think that there's a potential. There's a possibility that he could beat Sulky. I'm just going to come out and say it. That's so true. Zerg loses in the most pathetic ways. Absolutely. I remember that Jin 5000 video. I think I'm going to put Larva in B because he really has not been practicing as much as he maybe should. Also, Effort, I think that he's out of practice as well. These are definitely top of B, though. These two, absolutely top of B. For sure, they are serious contenders. If Larva is really on, if he's taking it seriously, he could go all the way. This is a guy who, depending on how serious he is right now, could take down Sulky. Same thing with Effort. The only thing with Effort, though, is he is a lot more rusty, I think. And I've seen a lot of his games. I've been following him pretty closely. I don't think he's quite at that highest level yet. I see the little bits of brilliance from him, but it's not quite there yet. Jadong as well. I'm going to put him in B. He's same kind of way. Like, we saw him yesterday in KUCM play absolutely out of his mind, give us some fantastic games. So I'm actually, just based on the KCM performance recently, I'm considering putting him up a little bit. Like, we might want to put him above Larva here, but let's put him right at the top of B. Put him at the bottom of A? Maybe. Maybe we put him at the bottom of A. I'm just such a big fan of Jadong, and his performance recently was so good. Yeah, I don't think that Light can beat Sulky. That's why I'm putting him in A tier. I think that S tier is the players who have a real chance of taking Sulky, of actually battling Sulky in the end. I'm racist against Terrans. I mean, I've been called a lot of things, but mostly people say I'm racist against Protoss, but you could see I've got 2 Protoss here at the very top. I don't think there's any Terrans that can take down Sulky right now. I really don't. Until Flash comes back, or somebody shows us some really innovative and something special. We need to see something special out of these Terran players if they're ever going to take down Sulky. So, spoiler alert for the qualifiers. Action did not make it in. Yeah, we can go ahead and look. I can't remember who knocked him out, but I did watch that game on Artosis Cast, so... Yeah, I'm a little bit more negative when it comes to Light. Pretty much all the other casters think that he's a god. But I'm not as sold. I don't really think that he can beat Sulky. Where did he go down? Let's take a look at this, because I don't quite remember where he got knocked out. Okay. I don't even see him in there. Is he in there? Yeah, there. He's here. This is day 2. I don't remember what happened to him in day 1. Didn't see his name there. There, Ample. Ample took him out. Well, that's good to hear. That is very good to hear that he's trying really hard. He is an incredible player. That's why I put him at the very top of A. I don't think that he can beat Sulky personally. So Ample actually beat Action. That actually gives him a little bit of a boost. I don't know. Let's put him in C tier. Ample, I don't have a lot of faith in Ample, but he might surprise me this year. If he's able to take down Action, that's pretty impressive. I can't... You know, I have it in my head right now. Actually, I remember Ample bunker rushed Action. He bunker rushed Action and got 6 drone kills when there were Lings present. Made no sense at all. The bunker just targeted drones for some reason. It was a little bit lucky on his part, if I remember correctly. I'm gonna put Barracks low B because this guy has been training with Light a lot, and you know, he's won an SCSL. He's been really improving a lot. I think he deserves to be in B tier. But there's a chance he goes to like round of 8. I think he's like round of 8 level. Yeah, maybe a better way to describe this is like finalists, round of 4, round of 8, round of 16, and then these guys are, you know, going out likely in the first round. Pretty good chance that they're going to go down in the first round. Now, some of these other guys I have a hard time placing. I want to place JYJ above Ample, but I don't want to put him in B tier. I don't think he's been performing that well lately. Royal, maybe bottom of B. I'm also not really impressed with the way he's been playing lately. Sometimes he shows up in ASL and does very well, but just from his performance in KCM and other games that I've seen from him lately, it's just not been that impressive. Mong cannot beat a Zerg player to save his life, brother. Like, this guy is... This guy just... I mean, he is not making it through. I don't know how he made it through, actually. How did he get out of... How did he get out? Okay, he got out in day 1, which is pretty impressive. Where is this man? Stork is going down with Mong, brother. Oh, yeah. What? Oh my god. How did Mong beat Queen? Queen is like one of the worst pros at getting through the qualifiers. That is ridiculous. Brother, how? How? Alright, Queen, I'm sorry, brother. You're going you're going to B tier because of that. Holy. I mean, Queen, I'm sorry, buddy. Getting taken out by Mong. Mong has like a sub 20% win rate. TVZ. All right, Mong. Mong can go up one. There you go. Let's see. Speed. Very difficult to place this man. I had so much confidence in Speed last season, and he really disappointed me, and he really hasn't been showing up lately in other tournaments. It's so hard for me. I want to put him in B tier. Last season, I would have put him in A tier, maybe at the bottom of A. But I don't have a lot of faith in this guy anymore. Like, he burned me once, and I'm just not feeling him. I think I'm gonna put him at the bottom of B. Sock is going into F tier. Suck has been one of the biggest disappointments lately. I'm wondering how he actually got through as well. I think I remember. Yeah, he lost to Hero. And then where did he go? Right, he beat Shuttle. I remember watching this. I remember watching this series here between Sock and Shuttle, and just thinking, like, it's the battle of who can throw more. Like, both of these guys are just so good at throwing games. It's crazy. I saw Sock in the game casted by Artosis play a beautiful early game. Absolutely fantastic early game. Got himself into a great position, and then did this like weird 4-tank attack on Shuttle's third base that got completely blasted, and then he had to play like a 30-minute game. He had to play a 30-minute game to win that one. It was crazy. I think that Sock is just, like, he's too prone to throws. There's no way that I can put him higher. Maybe he's not F, but there's no way that he is, you know, B or A tier. I'm tempted to put him in C, but I'm gonna put him in D for now. We'll see if I change my mind a little later. I'm gonna put Stork in D tier as well. I'm not I'm a fan of him, but his versus Zerg play has been brutal. It's been brutal lately. I just don't think he can keep up with the Zergs. He can definitely take down some Terran players, but yeah, I put him above Mong, although I think that Mong would beat him. It's just, he's at least a little bit better against Zerg than Mong is. BTS, this guy is very hard to call, guys. Very hard to place BTS. True. I mean, he's been doing all right lately, but yeah, I need to see something kind of special out of him. Same thing with TY. Baby's been, he's been performing okay, but he hasn't broken through. He hasn't broken through into the top tier yet. Did Stork all kill in KCM once? Did Stork all kill in KCM one time? I can't remember. Did that actually happen? You'll have to tell me which season that was, so I can look it up. Saber, I'm putting in F tier. First time in ASL is always brutal. Extremely hard to do well. I think he probably goes out first. Maybe he doesn't even get a win. I think same thing with Hyun. Hyun, I mean, he's an interesting guy. Let's see. I can't remember his run to get through. Right, he beat Free. That's pretty impressive. Beating Free is a strong showing. He beat Saxery too. Okay, okay. I see you. I see you. Maybe I put him up a little bit. Put him into E tier. I think he probably gets knocked out in the round of 24. But maybe there's a shot him getting through to the round of 16. Maybe. I don't think that Saber or Mong will make it through into the rounds of 16. Probably not Paralyze. Paralyze, yeah, 3 CVZ to qualify. Yeah, you're right about that. Oh no, he actually went ZVP. ZVP, ZVZ, ZVZ, ZVP. And made it through. Yeah, he beat one of the dragons to get in. I mean, Free's not what he used to be in the Kespa era, but it's still impressive. Calm, I think he's right around here as well. Maybe I put him a little higher than Hyun and Paralyze. Paralyze, pretty new to ASL as well. I think he might have made it in here before. Let me see, Paralyze. Has he ever made it into ASL before? Don't think so. I don't see it. No, first ASL. I know him a little bit better. Maybe I put him in the same tier as Saber. It's just so hard to come in the first time, get on stage, and do well. I doubt that they'll be able to even take a game. I'm pretty sad that we don't have Scan in here. I thought that Scan did really well last season. I thought that he did fantastic. And so it's pretty sad to see Scan not make it in. Yeah, he lost to Noob. And then Noob lost to Bisu. That's rough, man. I'm sure this was a tough series. I think the funny thing is, I think that Scan would actually stand a pretty good chance of beating Bisu. I'm glad we have Bisu in there. Yeah, Bisu can't really be an A rank. I think he's maybe a round of 8 player, maybe. I don't really think he'll make it into the round of 4. I think that's pretty unlikely. Yeah, this makes sense to me. So we could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like, I think any of these guys could make it into the round of 4. Any of these guys can make it into the finals. These guys, they could all make it into the round of 8. A lot of these are really tough calls, guys. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the chat if I'm way off base on some of these calls. Exit says he would drop Larva down 1. Yeah. Larva, I mean, that's a really hard call, man. Again, he's a bit rusty. I don't think he's as rusty as Effort. But he's such a strong player. I really love watching Larva. I hope he can make it into the round of 8. Yeah, I might put Calm. Yeah, I think I would put Calm along with BTS and TY. Actually, I might even put him ahead. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good call. Let's put Calm over here. I'm too big of a Larva fan. I can't put Larva in C. He has to be in B. This is my These are my boys right here. I'm already sad putting them in B tier. I want to put them higher, but you know, they have been pretty rusty. Definitely Larva's taken a lot of time off, you know, doing a lot of live streaming, and, you know, resting his wrist and stuff. I don't know if he got surgery or not. I haven't heard anything about it. But I see him. I think he's gonna do great. I don't think that he'll get, you know, top 4 or anything like that, but there's some hope for Larva this season for sure, and effort as well. Again, I don't think he's gonna make top 4, but I would be happy to be surprised on that. I really love effort as well. I almost want to drop Royal down a little bit more. I almost want to drop him, maybe not to C, but maybe to the back of B. I'm having a hard time imagining him going deep. I think he's been really inconsistent. And right. Talking about storking KCM. Yeah, it's been a long time since he's done well. I think Best goes in A tier. If he's in A tier, he's definitely the top of A tier. I thought he performed really well versus Sulky last season. That's why I'm putting him up here. I thought he had a fantastic showing against Sulky. And he beat Light. He beat Light in the semifinals. That was insanely impressive. I think that, you know, it could go either way. Maybe Best is happy with his performance, you know, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna relax a little bit. You know, you overperformed maybe, as you're saying, brah, in last season. Maybe it was a bit of an overperformance, but maybe he also, you know, he sees how close he came and he's like, you know what, I can actually do this. I can win. And maybe he really digs deep and practices hard this season. That's a possibility. I'm not sure which way it could go here. He might get knocked out really quick. He might not make it to the finals again this season. That's a hard call. That is a really hard call. I'm a big fan of Best. The Gorilla Protoss. Maybe I move him to the bottom of S. Yeah, we'll put him at the very bottom of S, I think. That is a very tough call though, guys. All right, I think that's it for my tier list. Yeah, I think we're good. I think this is pretty good. I'll do another video here in the future. I'll do like predictions for the ASL. Maybe I'll do that coming up this weekend, because guys, the ASL is going to start on the 18th of August, and Shun and I are going to be casting it live. So come check it out. It's going to be at 7 p.m. Korean Standard Time. If that's a little bit tough for you to watch, you can also see it in the VODs on SCTV EN, or you can watch it on Starcast TV on YouTube. So definitely check that out. Come and watch live if you're hype. Don't want to wait for the Tastosis cast. You just want to get in on the action. Some of you guys watch both, which is amazing, and I appreciate it. But some of you guys are like really into watching it live and just seeing the results right away and not getting spoiled as to the results. That's a very good option. You guys can come watch us casting that live, and we have a ton of fun doing that. Shun and I have a huge amount of passion for this game, and we really enjoy casting the ASL. It's a dream job for both of us to show up and do that casting. We're not getting paid at all by Starcast TV or by Soup for doing those casts, so it all comes down to the donations from you guys, whether we make any money off of that or not. But even if we make $0, I think both of us are super happy to be participating and bringing that to you guys. So definitely come and check it out. Is Soma in good shape? That is a great question. What kind of shape is Soma in? That is going to really determine a lot of this season, I think, because Soma is that kind of wild card we talked about, that dark horse. He hasn't been participating in tournaments for a while, which is a bit of a negative against him, but he's also, you know, because he hasn't been participating in the tournaments, he hasn't been downloaded by these other players, and he's had a lot of time to practice on his own and on ladder and kind of refine his style. And there's nothing during military service that says he can't practice with some of these other great players. Like, he could be grinding games with players like Mini, players like Snow, you know, helping them to prepare for fights against Solki in the last season. And so he's going to be getting a lot of information through that, and he's not got a lot of information out there to these other pro gamers. So he could come to us, could come to this ASL with a really interesting twist on his style, and I think that would be, well, it will be super exciting to see what he can do and what kind of shape he's in, and whether or not he can go deep in this tournament. It really depends on what his shape is like, and we haven't gotten a very good look at that shape so far. We didn't even get to see him yesterday in KCM because Jaedong was absolutely on fire, taking down a huge amount of players. I probably would have placed Jaedong a little lower, maybe around this level with Effort and Larva, just because he has been shaky at times. He's had a little bit of a hard time, but that performance yesterday gave me a lot of confidence in Jaedong. I think he deserves that A tier slot. I really do. I think that he can perform if he really grinds hard and practices a lot. This guy has no nervousness when it comes to playing on stage. He's been through so many different tournaments. I really expect a lot from him if he does make it through and go deep in the tournament. Guys, that's it for the tier list. Thanks for watching. And I'm going to go back to streaming. I'm going to play some ladder games, so come and check me out on Twitch and YouTube, playing live.